My best, Headmaster. I am trying.
You're never anything else, Mr. Pettigrew. Are you my assistant headmaster, or are you not?
Yes, of course, Headmaster.
Well, in that case, assist!
Yes, sir.
Come on, shout!
Yes.
It's not my fault the blasted thing stopped. If you weren't so mean and spent all your money on yourself, we'd have been able to buy some petrol. Be careful, look where you're going.
Oh, look out, Headmaster. Good gracious me.
Fixed it.
Oh, Headmaster, are you all right?
Of course I'm all...
Oh, Headmaster. Oh, good gracious. Oh,
now look
let
what
me
you've
help
done.
you. Oh, come here.
Get me out of here.
Oh,
pull me up the bank.
You blithering idiot. Now, Mr. Pettigrew, you and I, Mr. Pettigrew, are going to have to walk all the way to school, Mr. Pettigrew, unless something happens. And the school buses. All right, you dogs. Your headmaster can wait. I'm surrounded by incompetence. Come on. Get the luggage. Wait a minute. There's a car coming.
Stop! 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 Ah, Wendover, well met.
Hello, sir. Are you on your way to school, sir?
Yes, but we've had...
I'm afraid you're all wet, sir. Drive on, Smithers. See you there, sir.
Shan't forget that boy Wendover in a hurry. Come on. Let's get the luggage. We've got a long way to walk now.
but Headmaster, what about the car?
What about the car? I'm sorry I ever allowed you to lend me the blasted thing. And the last one, backhand, 50. Ah, the old arm hasn't lost its cunning. In fact, I get better.
Oh, Headmaster,
Oh, Miss Carlini.
I've checked the medical supplies, but there's nothing except 2 broken thermometers and an empty bottle of syrup of figs.
Well, let's not discuss that here. Let's go into that later, shall we? Just you and I.
Headmaster, is that the new matron?
Oh.
Isn't she rather,
She's very But don't worry, Mr. Pettigrew. She's only here for experience.
But where did you,
I thought I told you I had my holiday on the Italian Riviera.
Oh, but do you think she's quite,
I know jolly well she isn't. It's time for me to see the new boys, isn't it?
Yes, Headmaster.
How many new ticks are there this time?
Only 3, I'm afraid.
But we had 67 applications.
64 of the parents changed their mind when you sent them details of the school.
Ah, well, rather quality than quantity. Wheel 'em in, Mr. Pettigrew, wheel 'em in.
Oh, come in, boys. The headmaster will see you now. Caps off. Come along, boys. Don't be shy. In front of the desk.
Welcome to Chiselbury. Do not be afraid of me, boys. I may look awe-inspiring, but beneath this forbidding exterior, there beats the heart of a lamb. Remove that fly, will you, lad? Into the basket. Basket! Now, what should you know about this school? A phrase to remember is the Latin one. Mens sana corpore sanum. Healthy mind, healthy body. We give you the choice. Right, Mr. Pettigrew?
Well, actually, I would say...
You would say nothing. Jim does the oratory. Now, what are your names? Huh?
Will, sir.
Wills?
Miller, sir.
Miller?
Watney, sir.
Watney? Aha! That sounds like the sort of lad we want here. Tell me, what does your father do? The right answer to this question could make you a prefect overnight.
He's a draper, sir.
Through the ranks for you, my boy. Now, I hope this is going to be a very happy relationship. I see myself and my boys as, well, as a garden. The boys are the flowers, young, tender, fragile shoots. And me, I like to think of myself as the fertilizer.
I'm sure that's how we all think of you, Headmaster.
All right, boys, that's all. I may run across you once or twice before you leave here, but in case I don't, good luck in your future careers.
Headmaster, I think we want to hear the birds and the bees.
Not now. Cut along. Mr. Pettigrew, I thought you always spent your holidays with your aged mother.
I do.
Then what do you want to hear about the birds and the bees for?
Oh, not me, Headmaster, them.
Well, why didn't you remind me?
I tried.
In any case, with them, it would only be revision. With you, it would be news. What's next?
Tuck, pocket money, and health card inspection, the lower third.
Lower third, eh? Wow, we better clear the decks. Open up my secret confiscation cupboard. Now then, you take the collecting basket, and I'll have the cane with the steel cord. Come on. Hey, whose dog is this?
Mine, sir.
What's your name, lad?
Baskerville, sir.
Don't you know, boy, that pets are not allowed on school? Baskerville! Take him away, boy. Ah, Price. Enjoy your holidays?
Yes, thanks, sir.
Who's this?
My young brother, sir. He came last term.
Oh, yes, of course. Half price. Aren't you lower third?
Yes, sir.
Why aren't you in your dormitory, boy? I'm just coming up to inspect you. Pocket money and health cards. Cut along.
Good morning, boys.
Morning, sir.
Now, line up at the end of your beds. All glad to be back at school.
Ask a silly question and you get a silly answer. So it's the lower third, eh? Britain's answer to the H-bomb. Germ warfare. Led by the greatest freedom fighter of them all, Fidel Castro Grievous Wendover. No lifts given. I'm ready for you, Wendover. Let
battle commence. Watch it. Watch it! Right now, health cards at the ready. Let's see what unfortunate infectious diseases have been exposed to you during the holidays. Clean bill. Clean bill. Clean bill. Clean bill. Occasional earache, eh? Pretty painful in your case, Dumbo. Clean bill. What's this you've been suffering from?
No, sir, that's where I come from, Ballykelly.
Oh, Ballykelly. Oh, yeah. Clean bill.
Excuse me, sir. What happens if a boy's been exposed to any infectious diseases?
You should know by now, Crombie. Straight home on the first train. I hereby certify that during the holidays, my son Leslie contracted hydrophobia, Black Death, beriberi, and pelmanism in the tropicals. Signed, his dad. How are you feeling now, Crombie?
Pretty rocky, sir. But I think I can make it to the station.
Oh, you do you? Crombie?
Sir?
It won't be a black death, it'll be a black and blue death, and it'll be very, very painful. Bend over!
Sir, I think I gave you the wrong card.
Clean bill. What a relief, Mr. Pettigrew, isn't it?
Oh, I should say so.
Clean bill. Clean bill. Clean bill. Clean bill. Tuck and currency examination. Start with you, Mullins. Have you read this before?
Yes, sir.
Have you anything to declare?
No, sir. Do you want to look, sir?
Since you ask me, no. There must be more to this than meets the eye. That's an interesting looking knot, is it not? Bless my soul. I haven't come across one of those since 1947.
I've been framed, sir. I never knew it was there.
How much currency?
£2, sir.
The fine is £2.
But, sir, that's my pocket money. Couldn't I have 1,000 lines?
What a splendid idea. Take 1,000 lines as well. Make a note of that, Mr. Pettigrew. You look very pleased with yourself, Wendover.
Yes, sir.
The gay abandon of a clear conscience.
Exactly, sir. You can't whack it.
I can whack anything. Open up.
Please, sir, take my word for it. You won't find anything in there that you like.
Open up.
Please, sir, for your sake, I beg of you.
Open up!
All right, sir.
Could this be the double bluff? Don't open it, and then he knows I will. Snap. Did you honestly think I was born yesterday, Wendover?
Yes, sir. I mean, no, sir.
And thank you very much for warning me. Oh, very slow! Get it off! Keep still, Headmaster! Get it off! Oh. Proper little rodent operator, aren't you, Wendover? All right, I was born yesterday, but you, my friend, will wish you'd never been born at all.
But, sir, it was only a beginning of term joke.
It'll have a sore ending, boy. Make a note of the punishment, Mr. Pettigrew. 6 of the best for attempting to mutilate the headmaster. My drinking hand, too. And 6 more for evading customs duty. A total of 15 whacks.
Oh, no, sir. 6 and 6 are 12.
And another 6 for answering back.
But, sir...
And a further 6 for persistent answering back. Anything more to say? Very well, add another 6 for dumb insolence. That should be a total of 42. Well, my lad, as you're a regular customer, I'm prepared to make it up to the round 50 with no extra charge. Bend over, Wendover.
Professor Edwards. Oh, Professor Edwards.
Hello, sir.
Who is this boy?
I thought you might have recognized the view, Bishop Wendover.
Daddy!
Peregrine. What is going on?
Well, I'm practicing for my gymnastic display.
Professor Edwards! You'll do yourself a harm.
Oh, no.
Are you sure you weren't going to flog him?
Flog him? I'd flog him to the first bidder. Why would I strike your son, Bishop? A boy I'm grooming for stardom. The pick of the pops. I'd rather lose my right hand. Why don't you run along, sonny boy, and rejoin your playmates? Nice, Mr. Pettigrew will take you up to your dormy.
Headmaster, I brought the new chairman of the Board of Governors along.
I've no idea we had a new chairman.
Oh, indeed we have. the new chairman has very decided views on education.
Oh, blimey.
Insisted on having a look round the school before meeting you. Headmaster, may I introduce the new chairman of the Chiselbury Board of Governors?
Chairman? Well, why is he dressed up as a woman?
He is. I mean, she is a woman. Lady Emily Gore Willoughby.
I wish to be left alone with the headmaster.
Oh, come, dear lady. We've only just met.
I understand. I'll go and have a look at the chapel.
Pray for me, Bishop.
Professor Edwards, the scholastic standard here, the sports record, the conduct of the boys is all uniformly appalling. The examination results are the worst I have ever seen.
Madam, do I detect a tiny note of criticism?
No. You are listening to an ultimatum. If there is not a vast improvement in a very short time, you will be asked to resign at the end of this term.
So it's threats, is it? Well, madam, I think you'll find that I don't frighten all that easy. If you want to sack me, go ahead and sack me. See if I care. There's plenty of things that a man of my qualifications can do. I can... Please don't sack me. What would I do? I only know headmastering. I'm too old to start working for a living.
I can only assure you that unless a miracle occurs, you leave in 12 weeks' time.
Miracle? You mean a fatality on the Board of Governors?
I mean the number of boys made up. Better examination results. A resurgence in the field of sport. Something. Anything.
Well, of course, I've got sweeping plans.
What plans?
Well, they're not completely formulated at the moment. I need time to mince them into words.
How much time?
How much time have you got? A year? A month? A fortnight? A week? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Very well, I'll be here tomorrow. And your plans had better be good.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. Go away!
What is it, Headmaster?
Dash, bother, blast, rotten, beastly, smelly.
Good news?
Good news. The new charwoman of the Board of Governors has been here. Unless I show some concrete G-up in the school affairs this term, it's goodbye, mister. You've had your tips.
Oh, no, Headmaster, that mustn't be.
It is B. She's coming here tomorrow to see what plans I haven't got. Tomorrow! You better round up all the masters for a special meeting in the common room this evening as soon as I've seen the boys to bed. What's this? Miller, Wills, Watney, reveal yourselves. Waterworks? Blubbing in bed is not allowed at Chiselbury. It shrinks the pillowcases. See if these will cheer you up. Old English gobstoppers. Suck no further than the purple tonight. Then go to sleep and dream your childish dreams of bloodshed and massacre. Good night, chaps.
Good night, sir. I say, that chap Wendover was right. He said Jim was a pushover for a good love. I bet we'd have got them anyway.
Correct, Mr. Watney. Wendover. Good night, boys.
Good night, sir.
Where are they?
They didn't come back, sir. I'm the only one left in this dorm, sir.
Empty saddles in the old corral, eh? Poor old half price.
It feels a bit googly all alone, sir.
I'll bet it does. Here, hop out of bed and come with me.
Oh, thank you, sir.
We'll find you a berth next door.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I know what solitary confinement is like.
Have you been in prison then, sir?
Yeah, during the war.
Stalag 6, sir?
No, Jankers 1.
Oh.
Find a bed for you in here with the lower third. Lower third. You go in first, but wait till I give you a signal.
Yes, sir.
Stand up the boy responsible for that little lark.
Me, sir.
I might have guessed it, Wendover. So you admit it, eh?
Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. It wasn't meant for you, sir.
Might I ask for whom it was meant?
The Oaks from the upper fourth if they tried to raid, sir.
But you knew that I was on my rounds.
Yes, sir, but you should have used the other door, sir.
Do you recall what happened last term when I used the other door? I still got the scars!
Yes, sir. That's why we put it on that one this time, sir. We didn't want it to happen again.
How very considerate of you. Wendover, this term is only 1 day old, and I'm already conscious of something.
What's that, please, sir?
This joint ain't big enough for you and me both. Report to my study at 9:30 tomorrow morning for a whacking.
But, sir, you can't whack a man just because you came through the wrong door.
Point taken, Wendover. I shall not whack you for that.
Thank you, sir.
But I shall whack you for telling the new boys that I'm a pushover for a good blab.
The head's career is in the balance, gentlemen. The new chairman of the Board of Governors is after him. You see, it's a woman.
Well, pay the woman off, same as we did with that barmaid.
No, the chairman is a woman. Well, we mustn't lose our head. I mean, unless we can think of some immediate method of improving the school, we shall lose our beloved headmaster. Well, some of you might at least look upset. I dare say, Professor Edwards may not always be orthodox in his methods, but to his staff, he's always been the very soul of courtesy and consideration.
Out of my chair, Baldy. Come on, come on. Come on, gentlemen. Sit down, sit down. Don't stand about like a lot of spare parts. Well, gentlemen, here it is. I have thought of the only way to put Chiselbury School back on the map. In 2 words, publicity. Now, here's what we do. We get a team of Chiselbury boys onto one of those round Britain quiz programs. Well?
What sort of questions do they ask in these quizzes?
Oh, just ordinary elementary general knowledge questions. What was the date of Battle of Waterloo? What's 5 times 15?
What? What's happening? What?
It's a quiz for the boys. What's 5 times 15?
What?
5 times 15! You go to sleep, you silly old...
Oh, I see.
Well, now, we must only enter the very cream of our scholastic talent. Now, have you got your end-of-term exam markings with you? Good. Now, sing out the names of all the boys who got more than 80 out of 100. All right. Any boy who got more than 50 out of 100? Well, any boy who got double figures? So that's it, is it? Bang goes the quiz idea and bang goes my job. Thanks to your bungling inefficiency. My blood is on your hands.
It's nothing to do with me, sir.
How typical of you to try and crawl out of it. I never did like the look of your face.
You've never seen it before, sir. I wasn't here last term.
Why not? Where were you in our hour of need?
Headmaster, Mr. Caldwell's only just arrived. He's a new master.
That's no excuse. I shall be watching you. Well, where are all these brilliant suggestions?
If only we could get some of the young aristocracy to come to Chiselbury, Headmaster, I'm sure that would impress Lady Gore Willoughby more than anything.
Yes. It's a pity the Prince couldn't come here.
Not a chance. I wrote to Buckingham Palace and they never even bothered to reply.
No, sir. I mean Prince Hassid Ali of Giwak.
What, the son of that oil merchant?
Yes. Prince Hassid Ali, heir to the throne of oil-rich, trouble-racked Giwak, will arrive in London shortly and go to a British public school. Owing to the disturbed political situation in his country, he will use an assumed name, and the school chosen will remain a closely guarded secret.
Vastly interesting. Thank you, Mr. Hamley. You read beautifully. Tell me, if you were the king of this Giwak, would you send your son to Chiselbury?
Good Lord, no, sir.
Well, then why waste my time? Why wouldn't you send him?
Well, I don't suppose he's ever heard of the place, sir.
Lame, Mr. Hamley, and smacking of disloyalty. Well, hasn't anybody got any bright ideas?
I've got it, Headmaster. The answer.
Well, come on, come on.
75.
Eh?
You asked me what 5 times 15 is. 75. Here are my workings.
Thank you, Mr. Dinwiddie. 10 out of 10. He'll have to go in. We shall have to get another PT instructor. Well, gentlemen, thank you for nothing. Good night. Take Rip Van Winkle with you.
Come on, sir.
You'll
find some way out, Headmaster. Your guardian angel won't let you down, you'll see.
I hope not. Do your best, Dr. Crippen.
I tell you one thing, Headmaster, if they sack you, they'll have to sack me too. If you go, I go.
Fetters. Oliver. Dim you may be, but you should have a little lion stamped right there. You're a good egg. What is all this noise? Quiet! How many times did I tell you boys about all this shouting and arguing in the corridors? Sounds more like the House of Commons. And caps are not worn indoors, story short. Take that smile off your face. I'll tell you when I've said something funny. Sid, what are you doing here?
A matter of 200 quid, owing from Kenton Park.
Not in front of the boys. Come in and study, quick.
Son, you wait here.
Have you gone raving mad? I can't afford to be seen talking to a common bookmaker. Why do you think I place all my bets under the name Benjamin Disraeli?
Common bookmaker I may be, but you owe me an uncommon 200 quid.
I sent you a check for the full amount.
Yeah, signed Benjamin Disraeli. Now listen to me, Edwards. If I don't get a full settlement, I'm having a word with your board of governors.
Is this your much-vaunted credit system? Look, Sid, I haven't got 200 quid.
I didn't think you had. That's why I'm willing to take a quid pro quo.
I haven't even got a quid.
That's Latin. It means you scratch my back and I'll scratch yours.
What a repulsive thought.
Yeah, well, that's where the pro quo comes in. I'm experiencing a great deal of difficulty in finding a school for my boy Cecil, in what's outside. I want you to take him.
Me? Why?
Because no one else will take him. Not since they kicked him out of the approved school.
The what school? I'm not having any old lags here. I'm in enough trouble already.
Listen, mate. There was another schoolmaster tried washing on his debts. One quiet word to the school governors. He was on the milk train next morning.
Milk? Ew.
Well, Professor Edwards?
Oh, Sidney, I shan't keep you a moment.
Hey?
Urgent business. Prospective mother, a parent. Just wait outside a second. I'm just placing an order with our milkman. We get through so much yogurt here. Lady Gore Willoughby, what a pleasant surprise.
Surprise? But you asked me to come here today to hear the details of your plans.
Plans?
For the future of the school.
The future of the school?
Professor Edwards, stop repeating what I say. I want to hear and approve of those plans or receive your resignation.
There's that word again. Oh, well, I suppose this is the moment of truth. The end of the road. No more to tread these ancient cloisters. No more to touch these age-old walls with all their flagrant memories. Cut off from all things dear. Have gown, will travel.
Are you implying that you have no plans?
No. No. I was only speaking hypothetically, Lady Gore Willoughby. If I told you I was in love with you, I suppose you wouldn't believe me, would you?
Certainly not.
Well, I can drop that then.
Professor Edward, how old do you think I am?
Oh, I've seen him older.
Well, I can assure you that you are not my idea of a Prince Charming.
That's it. The Prince. Thank you, Dr. Crippen.
What are you muttering about this time?
You wanted to hear my plans? Well, here's the secret. He is coming to Chiselbury.
Who is?
Prince Hasid of Giwak.
I don't believe it.
Not under his own name, of course, naturally. Incognito. While he's here, he'll be known as Cecil Biggs, a simple bookie's son.
It's impossible. If it were true, the Board of Governors would have been notified.
Oh, no, they wouldn't. Foreign Office orders. Only I am supposed to know. But it'll spread around in time. You and I can see to that.
But,
Then parents will be queuing up to send their boys here. While we can charge key money, we can put the fees up. Chiselbury will become so popular that Eton and Harrow will be advertising on ITV. And then who knows, if we do it well, it may be Dame Lady Gore Willoughby, Sir James Edwards. The possibilities are endless. Keep it under your hat. One false move and they may take the little chic away. I'm relying on you, Emily.
But this is such wonderful news. Now, why didn't you tell me before?
I hadn't thought of it. Who'd have thought it? Now run along. I've got to ring the F.O.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Sid,
Look, what's going on? Is Cecil in or isn't he?
he's halfway in. Listen, you ever heard of Prince Hasid of Giwak?
Who's the trainer?
He's not a horse, you ignoramus. He's a Middle East potentate. Now listen, if we can make everybody believe that Cecil is Prince Hasid under an assumed name, then he's in.
Have you gone potty?
If you and I use our loaves, we can get away with this.
Dad, I'm bored. I'm absolutely bored.
It's all right, Cecil, darling. You're coming to Chiselbury.
I don't want you, Dad. I don't like him.
Me? Why should any child dislike me, the schoolboy's friend?
I heard the boys talking, Dad. He's always caning them.
Oh, vile calumny! I never raise a hand to my boys except in self-defense. What is it, Wendover?
9:30, sir. I've come for my wax.
There you see.
He's talking about his modelling wax. He's making a little figurine of a bar lamb, aren't you, lad?
First, I've
Of course he is. Yes, come along, lad. I'll help you. I'll pose for you. Sid, see if you can make this thing work.
I don't want to come here, Dad.
How about blast off with you? There's not an headmaster in the country who'll take you. And when I find an old twister who will, all you say is, I don't wanna.
Daddy, you'll bash me.
No, he won't. And I'll tell you for why. Because everybody's going to think that you're an Eastern prince. Now, he'd never dare to bash an Eastern prince, would he?
How are you going to make them think that, Dad?
You leave it to Edwards. And your old dad's got an idea or two of his own as well.
Now, pay attention, boys. I want you to listen to the beauty of the poet's cadences. A garden is a lovesome thing, God wot. Fringed plot, ferned grot.
That's your lot. Thank you, Mr. Pettigrew. Don't bother to stand up. See, you haven't. Some of you boys in the lower third have got the manners of the monkey house. As a matter of fact, I've met monkeys with better manners. It occurs to me sometimes when I think this thing over, there isn't a boy here who'll really...
Oh, my leg!
Do apologize, Wendover. Did I accidentally fracture your fibia? Scream the blooming head off, lad. Nobody can hear you out here in the old hut. I'm so sorry to interrupt, Mr. Pettigrew. I have something of very important import to impart. Now, can anybody tell me anything about this map?
Please, sir.
Yes, Wendover?
It's upside down, sir.
He's right, you know. Still, it makes no never mind, because the whole blooming thing's in Arabic. None of us can read that, can we? Now, this is the Middle East. So called because it comes plonk between the East-East and the West-East. Now, here... Hang on. Here is Giwak, a small but oily state. I'll spell that word for you. Giwak. G-I-W-A-K, and I've got eyes in the back of my head. That'll teach you to whisper while my back is turned. Come here, boy. Mines! You will write out 5,000 times, I must not natter while Sir is doing his patter. Go. Now then, Giwak is an independent state controlled by a tripartite pact between Britain, Russia, and the little old USA. What does tripartite mean?
Huh?
Any boy? Meaning of the word tripartite. And the first boy who says 3 parts drunk gets flogged. Nobody know? Ignorant shower.
Please, sir. What does it mean?
Well, it means, the tripartite. Well, we all know what tripartite means. It'd be, don't just stand there like a lemon, Mr. Pettigrew. Tell him what tripartite means.
Oh, well, it means a three-handed agreement.
Oh, does it? Well, anyway, the Crown Prince of Giwak, Prince Halidasi, is coming to be educated at a certain school in this country. I'm not permitted to divulge the name of the school, but it begins with CH, and it's not Charterhouse or Cheam. Now, quiet. Quiet. Now, while he is studying in in England, ignore that slip, he will be under an assumed name. So if a new boy should arrive here today calling himself Cecil Biggs, I don't want you to ask him any questions. Now, in your letters home next Sunday, you must make no mention of this exciting news about Prince Hasid of Giwak to anyone at all. Either to parents or guardians, aunts or uncles, members of Parliament or publicans, or any other influential person who might pass it on to the press. Now, I'm not going to threaten you about this. I'm merely going to rely on your good sense and honor.
Master.
What is it, Mr. Pettigrew?
I think I've had rather a brilliant flash of deduction.
Yeah?
Cecil Biggs is the P-R-I-N-C-E.
Shh, you shrewd old fox. I knew I couldn't hoodwink you.
Well, I may look a fool, Headmaster, but...
No buts about it. Now remember, Cecil Biggs is an ordinary, unassuming new boy, slipping quietly in. Crombie, go and tell that boy outside to stop blowing his trumpet.
It's not a boy trumpeting, sir. It's an elephant.
Don't be impertinent, boy. Mr. Pettigrew, deal with the matter. As I was saying, Cecil Biggs is an ordinary, unassuming new boy, slipping quietly in.
Headmaster, it is an elephant.
There's a boy on top of it. He's coming his way. Fast! Too fast! Come back, you fool! Come back! There are no elephants at Chiselbury. Oh, go back! So it's you! Well, Sabu, what's the big idea?
Dad said you wanted people to believe I was a prince. You knew some chaps in the circus, so...
Hey, you see an elephant pass this way?
Why, Sid, you blew...
Go! Hey, Jim! Jim Edwards! Jim!
Go.
Headmaster, do try and take a sip of this.
Water! You trying to poison me? Brandy!
Brandy.
Don't watch her. Get on with it. Force it between my teeth. Force it.
Oh, Headmaster, I shouldn't drink too much of it. Lady Gore Willoughby's coming.
Lady Gore Willoughby? Why?
Well, you see, I thought it my duty to inform her that His Royal Highness had arrived. She's coming to welcome him.
Oh, you would. She mustn't see him. At least not alone. Where is the little Highness?
He's resting in the new boy's dorm. He's a bright lad, Headmaster. Though not at all my idea of a royal prince.
Well, you're probably not his idea of an assistant headmaster. Any more than you are mine.
Oh, Headmaster. But tell me, why does he speak with such a marked Cockney accent?
Well, probably because he had a marked Cockney nanny. I mean, it's all the fashion in the Far East. You heard of Anna and the King of Siam? Well, this was probably Flossie and the Prince of Giwak.
Oh, he's an interesting boy, Headmaster. Do you know, he told me that the laws of the Berber religion forbid any man to raise a finger against a royal personage.
What?
He said that if any man did cause him hurt, he would have to perform an Eastern custom known as blowing the gaff. He said you'd understand what he meant by that.
I do. Trouble.
Now, do you newtics want to be on my side?
What side? When?
Always.
Yes.
Right, then I'll make you all sheiks, and you'll have thousands of oil wells, and all be millionaires.
Ooh. What do we have to do?
You give me £10 a week starting now.
Gosh, it's worth it. Millionaires. Are we sheiks now?
Yeah. But I'll unsheet you ticks in half a tick if you take anybody else's side or grass on me.
Is your Majesty ready to receive an audience?
With?
The reception committee of the lower third.
Well, what do you want?
You've got to be treated like an ordinary new boy, haven't you?
Why?
Because this is a democracy, and because you're a new tick.
I'm a royal new tick, and don't you forget it.
Oh, we haven't forgotten it. As well as the exam. We're going to anoint you.
What exam?
Oh, it's horrible. You stand on your head naked. And sing a song. And they pinch you. And if you fall down...
Pipe down, ticks. Come this way, please, Your Majesty.
Come and get me.
Oh, no, this is voluntary. But you've got to come.
First bloke that touches me gets a black eye.
Oh, you need cooling down. You know, I think we'll anoint you first.
None of you blokes are going to annoy me.
I say, don't be a twerp. We had to do it when we were new boys.
Yes.
Well, I don't.
Gentlemen, please escort His Highness to the house. To the showers, will it Careful with his boys! Remember, he's a prince!
Do you hear what I said? No!
As you said, Professor, the news is sure to get about, and it'll do the school no end of good.
I've already seen to that. You can rest assured His Highness absolutely loves it here.
Oh! Good gracious me, what's that? Oh, prince! You wait! It's found me. Tell him I'm a prince. Oh, Your Highness.
Back into your kennels, you curs, at the double!
I told him I'm not to be bashed about by no one. It's against my religion.
No, No. It's all over and there'll be no repetition. This is disgraceful. Come along with me now.
Now then, you little thugs.
Please, sir, permission to speak, sir.
Yes, Wendover, for this will be your last request.
It was only the Newtix exam, sir. You allow that? And he refused to cooperate, sir.
Silence! As from this moment, whatever the customs and traditions of the school, and no matter what the provocation, you will leave that little Berber alone!
Professor Edwards!
Oh, Lady Willoughby.
This is a most inauspicious beginning. If your mishandling should cause the prince to leave...
Oh, he'll stay. I've got everything under complete control.
I hope the guilty parties will be properly dealt with.
From top to bottom. Everyone who's set foot in that shower, the whole blooming shower.
You had better start now, Professor.
Thank you, Mr. Pettigrew. How's it going?
Oh.
How many of these letters home have you censored?
Nearly all of them, Headmaster. And what do you think? Not one of the little chaps has let us down.
Just as I thought. What did they say?
Nothing. Not one boy mentioned the prince.
Honorable little brutes!
What?
They choose this of all times to obey me.
I don't understand you, Headmaster. I thought you didn't want them to mention the prince.
You never understand anything, do you? It took me 5 years to teach you to play snap. What is the use of having a prince in the school if we don't spread it around? Where's your fountain pen?
It is over here, Headmaster.
Right. Now then, is it full?
Yes, I've just filled it.
You can reopen all the letters and you can add a P.S. mentioning the prince.
Forge? No, Headmaster. It's dishonest. I couldn't live with myself.
Who you live with is your affair. Come on, get cracking.
But there are 258, Headmaster. It'll take me ages.
You can always make yourself a cup of tea, can you not? Come on, it's for the old school. Forge ahead. Forge ahead.
Brothers, we're gathered here to augment the first all-boys trade union, to be known as the Royal Chiselbury Protection Society. Now, membership is voluntary, but I pity any bloke who don't join. Now, your union fees will cost you £10 per week per head in advance. No credit.
What do we get out of it?
You get an organisation that will fight the exploitations of the bosses.
Strange words coming from a prince.
That's a fat lot you know, gig lamps.
Who's going to be leader?
Well, I am, of course.
You're a new tick. You can lead the wolf cubs.
That's a fat lot you know. Look, I can hold him when I want him. He can't whack me and he can't expel me, so I can do what I like with him.
Such as?
Such as getting you off work you ain't entitled to do. Like building the stage for Founders Day. Now, come on, I'll show you. It's a lovely Sunday for working.
Tote that plank. Lift that bale. Hurry up, Wendover. We've got no time to lose. Well, put a jerk in it. I don't know what's come over you. Oh, Wendover, come back here. Wendover. Wendover, what the place do you think you are, a helicopter? Put that plank in its proper place or I'll shut it over your skull.
It isn't fair, sir.
What isn't fair?
Why should we be made to sweat like this, and on a Sunday?
Well, what's wrong with carrying a few boards about? After all, this is a boarding school. Boarding school. Laugh! Your headmaster is being jovial with you.
It's still not fair, sir. Why aren't that lot working?
I have excused them all duties.
On what grounds, please, sir?
On the grounds that it's no perishing business of yours. I can't understand what's come over you, Wendover. A loyal lad like you should be proud to do voluntary work for Founders Day.
There's nothing voluntary about this work, sir. We were press-ganged into it.
Is that so? Were you really? Tut, tut, and again, tut. Well, this is indeed a parlous state of affairs. I shall have no boy here working against his will. Gather round, gentlemen, please, will you? Now then, my friends, An allegation has been made that some of you have been forced to do this work.
We have!
This is a disgraceful state of affairs. Let me assure you that no boy need lift a finger unless he really wants to. Let's have a show of hands, shall we? Hands up any boy who would like to stop work, have the day off, and go without supper for the rest of term. Thank you, gentlemen. I knew I could count on your continued goodwill and loyalty. Carry on, chaps. Come on. Come on. This platform must be built.
Thanks, Wenders. You're a great help these days.
Yes.
You see what I mean? Now do you want to join my society?
Society.
What's next on the program, boss?
Well, Jim's confiscated your pocket money and locked your private belongings, hasn't he?
I'll say he's got them stowed away in his safe.
Well, how'd you like to have them all back again, eh?
Yeah. He never gives that up.
Do you want to bet? And if I get them all back, membership goes up to a bob a week, right?
Right.
Right. Now buzz off.
I should have tried that. Matron, your headmaster speaking. Do you think you could slip up to my bedroom? I'd like a little massage. Well, really? Mine like a censer. These continentals, really.
Headmaster! Oh, I beg your pardon. Oh, please.
Never come in like that when I'm in mid-swig.
I'm terribly sorry.
I might have drowned myself. Oh, dear. What do you want, anyway?
Well, I'm worried, Headmaster. There's an atmosphere in the school.
There always is when the wind's blowing from the pig farm. Mind you, it's worse for the pigs when the wind's from the school.
No. I mean, there's a sort of tension among the boys. Ever since the prince came, young Wendover's lost a lot of face.
With that face, it's not much loss, is it?
No, Headmaster, you can scoff if you like. But Wendover's been dangerously quiet lately. I've got forebodings.
I don't care how many bodings you've got. As long as that boy's quiet, that's all I worry about.
But is it the quiet before the storm? I fear an explosion.
Just the sort of thing you would say. You are an old woman, really. Explosion. My loot looted. My beautiful safe blown up, shattered, smashed to pieces. And that's what's going to happen to you.
Sir, we didn't do it, I swear.
What was it then, mice?
Said the boys of the Loth opened up your safe. It wouldn't be sporting. Yes, sir.
Out of your own cap, you stand condemned. This is your cap, isn't it?
Yes, sir, but it's a frame-up.
Do you know where this cap was found? Right there amongst the smoking wreckage.
I don't know how my cap got there, sir. We're telling the truth. For once.
There is only one gang in this school capable of such a crime. A gang desperately anxious to recover loss of face. Right, Mr. Pettigrew?
No, sir. Please, sir.
Well, it isn't your face that's going to worry you now. Members of the lower third, after a fair trial, you have been found guilty of this abominable and dastardly crime. Have you anything to say before I pass sentence?
Yes, sir.
Well, I don't want to hear it. I have no option but to award you the extreme penalty. 12 strokes of the cane each, a piece, all round, in front of the entire school. A full-scale public flogging.
What are we here for, Mr. Pettigrew? Is it a choir practice?
No, Mr. Dinwiddie, it's a public castigation.
What?
A public castigation.
Oh, well, I'll hum the bits I don't know.
Line left, quick, march.
boys? They'll never sing in tune.
I fear not. I can't bear to look.
Hey, Biggs.
Yeah?
A lot of chaps are turning against you.
Why?
You may not know it, but there's a code of honor in British schools. You can't let other chaps get whacked for something you did.
So what am I supposed to do?
Own up.
Oh, push off. I'll soon show who's boss around here.
Silence! The next boy who opens his mouth will join the celebrity panel up here. That's better. So stand by for the first public chastisement in Chiselbury School for over 50 years.
Yes, yes. And let us start with Cherry Ripe. Cherry Ripe, Cherry Ripe, ripe, I cry, full and fair, come and buy.
Mr. Pettigrew, please subdue this senile Sinatra. My ceremonial whacking gloves, please, Mitchell. Thank you. We're all very grateful to members of the lower third for building this splendid Founders' Day platform so quickly. It's come in very handy. Wackies, Attain, hop, about, down. One pace step forward, march. Over, bend. Mr. Pettigrew, will you kindly inspect them all for any signs of invisible protective shields?
Oh, you foolish boy. You should have concealed it better.
Just a minute. Back to your seat, pacifist. Well, Davis, you certainly dropped a clanger there, didn't you, boy? 1 extra for you for that. And 6 more for any boy who does not produce padding within 3 seconds. Wendover.
Yes, sir?
I see you're suffering from the popular malady of the slipped disc. This one was certainly at the bottom of the hit parade, was it not?
It's unbreakable, sir.
You are not, as will be demonstrated to you in a few moments. Yes, I thought that would shake you all. I'm using the great new detergent, the 5-seater model. Beats as it sweeps, as it hurts. Out of it, number 2. Steady, number 1. Out of it, number 3. Number 4, out a bit. A little bit more. Incy. Number 5, out a bit. Are you receiving me, number 5?
Ow!
Yes, Roger.
We are innocent!
Bend over, boy. Bend over, boy. You can scrub right round the Captain Dreyfus stuff.
If you lay a finger on us...
It should be obvious to you by now, you dim-witted child, that I am not going to lay a finger on you.
I'm warning you, sir. If you try to whack us, we'll have a revolution. We'll start a sit-down strike.
When my strike is finished, you won't be able to sit down for months, if ever. Now get back to your place. Now, once more into the breeches. Don't you threaten me. You're trespassing, so there can be no question of compensation. Pettigrew, take that away.
I don't know what you're talking about. My name is Garrick Jones. I'm from the Foreign Office, and I have urgent business with the headmaster.
Oh, welcome to Chiselbury, sir. You find us rehearsing our little pageant. I'm Boadicea. Come with me. Remove my chariot.
Gracious, Foreign Office. Foreign Office? Oh, yes, I expect he's come to check up on how our young prince is getting on.
Oh.
Now, Edwards, the Foreign Office has received some very disturbing news relevant to Prince Hasid Ali of Giwak.
Oh, I knew I'd never get away with it.
What I have to say will come as a tremendous shock to you, as it did to all of us.
Look, Mr. Pettigrew forged all those PSs. I can prove it.
I have no time for your irrelevances. I have to inform you that out of 495 British public schools, yours has been chosen to take Prince Hasid Ali of Giwak.
So the rumor got round to... What? You mean that son of the oil merchant?
Yes, His Royal Highness is coming to Chiselbury.
Coming here?
Only because it was unanimously decided that this was the last place anyone would voluntarily send a boy to be educated.
I'm not among you. Elucidate me.
No one in their senses would think of looking for the boy here. His uncle, the Prime Minister, is violently anti-West and greatly opposed to his coming to school in England.
Well, out goes Biggs anyway.
If his whereabouts were discovered, we fear trouble. An attempt might be made to abduct him and send him to a school in Moscow. I shall therefore bring His Highness here tonight, after dark. He will come as an ordinary new boy in the name of Alan.
Alan?
I must impress on you, Professor. Nobody but you must know about this. Complete secrecy is essential. I shall see you later.
This is something really worth celebrating. A real prince at Chiselbury. I shall get rid of Biggs tomorrow. Here's to you, Jim, my lad. For services rendered, Sir James Edwards. No. Baron Jim of Mortlake in the breweries.
Headmaster, those boys, Wendover and the others, they've disappeared.
Forget them. Don't flinch, old friend. It's an amnesty. Tell them the whackings are cancelled.
Oh, Headmaster, I'm so glad. You look exalted. Was it good news from the Foreign Office?
That is a secret between me and Her Majesty's government. Leave me, vassal.
Good night, Your Highness. Good night, Professor.
Good night. Well, voulez-vous, never got further than Algiers during the war. Imchi? Chop chop? Big white chief take dusky nabob up to his wigwam for a little old shut-eye? How?
Thank you, sir. I am a little tired. I would like to retire.
Oh, you speak indeed English, eh? Very good. Up here, then. What's he got in here? Gold? Up the apples!
Well, here you are. This is the new boys' dormitory. That's where His Highness will be.
It's too risky. Supposing it's true he might father have been tipped off about us.
If you work fast, he can be on my plane before anybody realizes what's happened.
What if the boy kicks up a fuss?
Then use force. It's for His Highness's good. He must learn that his country's future lies with Eastern Bloc. Get on. They'll all be asleep now.
And of course, if there's any special food that your worship has grown accustomed to, you know, like buffalo or pemmican, I expect I can get it from the home in Colonial.
I will eat whatever the other boys eat, sir.
What suicidal gallantry.
And please, sir, I wish to be treated like an ordinary boy.
Not on your Oriental, Nelly. I know which side my bread's buttered. Quietly from here, because the other boys will be asleep. In there. What the... But it isn't bath night for another 3 weeks. That's Cecil Biggs's bed. You have this bed and wait here.
Yes, sir.
I'm so sorry, Headmaster.
Mr. Pettigrew, will you look where you're going?
Headmaster, I've been looking for you everywhere. The boys are revolting.
Have you been at this school for 10 years and only just discovered that?
No, I mean they're rioting. They've captured Cecil Biggs.
Who has?
Wendover and the rest. Masses of them out there.
What's this?
That's what I came to tell you, Headmaster. It looks like a revolution.
But didn't you tell them about the amnesty?
We never found them.
Then it's off. Heads will roll for this.
To your firing stations, men!
Testing water. Water on.
Okay for water! Water off!
Hey, you. These are the egg bombs. The one's marked with a cross are hard boiled. The other's raw.
No pointed hours be issued at express orders from Chief of Staff, and use these sparingly.
Hey! Black up well, chaps. The commandos may well play a vital role.
Glad to be back with you, Wenders.
So you should be. Ah, how's our royal captive today? Guard, one false move from him and let him have it. Chaps, gather round. Now listen, everybody. This isn't a game, it's war. We don't want our school run by Cecil Biggs, even if he is a prince. Jim may let him do what he likes, but we're not going to. So we shall hold this building until the parents and governors arrive tomorrow for the Founders' Day. And then we shall insist upon a new deal. So fight like Hades men. And remember, that right is on our side.
Where is the spot we will love till we die? Chiselberry, hear our cry. There may we rot if we're telling a lie. Chiselberry, hear our cry. Go the armors, no can harm us.
Stop! Enemy approach! Jim and Petters!
Oh, dear, they do sound a bit, well,
They'll be singing in a higher key when I finish with them. Now leave the talking to me. I know how to handle Wendover.
Hold your fire! Leave the talking to me. I know how to handle Jim.
Now, chaps, what say we declare an amnesty on all whackings, eh? And if you've got any grievances, well, let's iron them out chap to chap, eh, chaps?
Next, the honor of the school.
Now, lads, think of the honor of the dear old school. We don't want to let Chiselbury down like this, do we? Dear old Chiselbury that we all love so well. Chaps, I come in peace. I'm your friend.
Now the threats.
Once and for all. If you don't open this blasted door, I'll annihilate you! I'll obliterate you! I'll wipe you off the face of the earth!
And now he takes it out on Mr. Pettigrew.
I blame you for this.
Me, Headmaster.
Do something about it. Don't just stand there with your great dome shining in the moonlight like some Paul's Cathedral on a wet night. Do something!
Do what?
Well, break the door down.
What with?
You've got a shoulder, haven't you?
It's not much of one, Headmaster. Yours is much bigger.
Is this mutiny, Mr. Pettigrew? Perhaps you'd rather be behind the door with the boys, would you?
Oh, yes, come over to us, Mr. Pettigrew. We've nothing against you.
So we're courting cheap popularity, are we now, eh? Oliver Pettigrew, Force's favorite. All right, go on, desert me.
Oh, never, Headmaster. I'll do it. I'll break down that door.
Mind you don't knock the whole ruddy building over. Put some meat behind it. Oh, take a run at it, then. Be a proper juggernaut.
Don't do it, Mr. Pettigrew. For your own sake. Or something terrible will happen.
Master, did you hear that? When Wendover threatens...
Why, you lily-livered jellyfish. Why, you great lump of liquid lard. You drip on a stick. Out of my way.
Oh, Headmaster, are you all right?
I look all right. I might have dislocated my clavicle. I'll break. Oh!
Oh, that was very naughty.
All right, Wendover. When retribution comes, remember it was you who struck the first blow!
Now, boys, what can you possibly gain by locking yourselves in there?
We'll tell that to the parents and governors tomorrow, sir.
What do they mean?
Now, look here, Wendover. Now, I'll do a deal with you.
Sorry, sir. We've lost all our faith in your deals.
Now, look here, Wendover. I'll give you just 30 seconds. 30 seconds. Hasn't anybody got a watch that works?
I tell you, that's the room. You're right, well, let's get going. Come on.
All right, gentlemen, no smoking, please. And if you must cough, please cough now, not during my briefing. Trust you, Mr. Colborne. I'm still watching you, you know. Well, now, gentlemen, our campaign. Now, hey, who's been mucking about with my plan?
It was I, Headmaster. Annihilation. You spelt it wrong.
Merely to confuse the enemy, Mr. Hackforth. I shall brook no interference from junior officers. On the cheese board of strategy, you are but a pawn. Now, gentlemen, the campaign. Hello. He's off again. What does he do at night? Dinwiddie! I'm about to explain my operation.
Oh, nothing too serious, I hope.
My intention is to mount a surprise attack by means of these smoke bombs here. You're late, Mr. Pettigrew. Where have you been?
You sent me on a patrol, Headmaster.
Quite right, so I did.
I peeped through their window.
How very daring of you. What did you find out?
Well, I couldn't see very much. The place was thick with smoke.
What, already? It'll be smokier soon. How do you account for this?
Oh, they threw flour at me.
Bless my soul, we'd all been thinking you'd blown down your sherbet dam. Now, dust yourself off, you old fool, while I get on with my briefing. Now, this is the tuck shop here. Now, the diversionary attack, Hackforth and Dinwiddie, will be from here. But the main attack, Hamley and Colborne, will be from here with the smoke bombs. Should this attack fail, it may mean a costly frontal assault. But this attack will not fail, gentlemen, because these smoke bombs are of a particularly vicious and strong nature and will soon drive them out of their position. Now, the essence of an attack with smoke bombs is surprise. Merciless, unmitigated, overwhelming, and complete surprise. Stop rescuing me, you old fool! I must go back!
No, Headmaster, you'll suffocate!
I must rescue the booze!
Red group to HQ. Headmaster study captured intact. Main telephone lines cut. Main telephone lines cut as instructed.
Good work, men. I'll join you outside shortly. Meanwhile, I'll leave Crombie in possession. Other forces to second objective. Over and out.
Oh, Headmaster, I do believe I can see boys in there.
What? Rubbish! They'd never dare.
Oh, Headmaster.
You little rats! You're caught in there like rats in a trap! Right, Roebuck, you stop here and guard the door. Pelbrook, you go around the outside and guard the window. Let's trap some of them.
Oh, Headmaster, is that wise with so few of us?
Jim's captain. Don't argue! The rest of you follow me. We'll set up HQ in my bedroom. Come on.
Oh, I don't know. It's fantastic. All the rooms are empty. There's not a board to be seen anywhere. Here, what happened?
I knew it. MI5 have been tipped off. Let's get out of here.
That boy Wendover's going to find that I'm not to be trifled with. He started something now that he can't finish.
Group to HQ. Bedroom seized according to plan. Roger and out.
I don't know what they need it for, but that should fix it. Come on.
Oh, my back. What happened? How do I know what happened? Maybe they... Here, someone's coming. Over there, quick, go on.
What is it? Two masters crept into the boot hole. Chuck this in. Thunder flash. That should root him out.
Yeah, let's have a smoke till everything's quiet.
Beg your pardon, Mr. Pettigrew.
Yes, I think so, Headmaster, but I don't like it. It's underhanded.
Beautifully underhanded. That's splendid. Nice and tight round the legs, Mr. Hamley. No granny knots.
Headmaster, supposing they start throwing things again?
Well, use that.
Oh, may I?
Why, yes, of course. Belonged to our only war hero, gentlemen. T.J. Figgins, shot in 1943 for high treason. Once inside, gentlemen, I want you to act really tough, and then they'll collapse like a pack of 9 pins. Come on. Why didn't you remind me I was tied up? Sorry.
Well, if you're not burglars, what are you doing on the ladder, then?
Never you mind. Just you let us get out of here, or it'll be the worse for you.
Hey, Wenders! Yes? We captured a couple of strangers, burglars, I think.
Oh, Lummy, you'll have to hold them here for a bit. I'll spare forces onto the roof at the double.
What the hell do we do?
Get loose and get out of this madhouse.
Bring your searchlights into their forward positions, men.
This will be a masterstroke. Wendover's bound to swallow this. You traitorous masters! I'll have you all reported to the county education officer.
Boys, can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Pettigrew, we can hear you.
We have turned against the headmaster. We wish to join you. As an expression of our good faith, we want to hand him over to you and throw ourselves on your mercy.
Well done, Mr. Pettigrew. 3 cheers, boys, for Mr. Pettigrew and the staff. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
Hip, hip, hooray! They fell for it. Talk about strategy. Move over, Monty. Go on, Peters, go on.
Boys, then will you let us in?
Bring him in, sir. We'll open the doors. No!
Oliver. You brave, bald-headed old clot. I knew I could rely on you. I had to come, Headmaster. Why have you been so blasted long about it?
Going down on human pencils, that's it.
You've got such short arms.
Please, stand back, everybody.
I've had enough.
Wait, hold up your ears, Spartan. Get out there, scare them off. Watch out.
Too late! Commandos, return to base! Lights out!
We missed Jim, but we got Mr. Pettigrew.
Hard luck, chaps. It was a near thing, though.
Where is Pettigrew?
Pettigrew. They've got Pettigrew. This time you've gone too far, Wendover.
Now cry havoc and let loose the dogs of war. Come on!
Now, boys, you really are being pickles. This borders on disobedience.
Don't worry, Mr. Pettigrew. Come and sit down. God, fetch Mr. Pettigrew a cup of tea immediately.
Oh, thank you.
Chaps, we must prepare for an all-out attack.
Your Highness.
Are you a master in this zoo?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Untie your hands quick before that guard comes back.
Those boys. I do apologize.
If you don't want to land in jail, we can do it quick. Get a move on.
Come on, you lazy dogs. Put some life into it. Telegraph pole squad, halt! Let's line you up. Right a bit at the back. Down a bit at the front. Hold in the back. Whoa, whoa.
Oh, don't please, Harry, Headmaster. It's so dreadfully
Back
heavy.
to your place, weakling. Now, gentlemen, at the end of the countdown, I want you to charge and batter down the door. Once inside, lay about you with a will. Your first objective is Wendover. If you can get Mr. Pettigrew, so much the better. 10, 9, 8.5.
Don't panic, men. Back to your post.
Now's our chance. Let's get out of here.
We're MI5. You better come with us. His Highness.
I do beg your pardon.
Dad, you nearly murdered me.
What the place is you playing at?
Get this out of here, you idiot. Get it out.
Gentlemen, extract the pole from Lady Gore Willoughby's car.
What's happening here? I heard the most terrible noises from my house. Bombs, explosions. I couldn't get you on the telephone, so I dashed straight over. What is going on?
It's a cadet exercise. Night maneuvers. Yes, that's it. Nothing for you to worry your pretty little head about, Lady Gore. Blimey, what's that? Garrick Jones? What's he doing here?
The Prince, where is he?
Well, he's up in the new boys' dormitory. What on earth?
Are you sure? We've just had a tip from MI5. There's a plot to kidnap him tonight.
Are you quite sure he is in the dormitory, sir? Well, I took him up there myself. He's getting his royal head down.
We may be in time. Take us to him quickly.
It's this way. First flight of stairs on the right.
What's happening out there?
I don't know. Keep watching. I'll go and find out.
Here he is, fast asleep. Prince, Your Highness. Oh, but he was here. Prince.
Sir? Yes? An aircraft has just taken off from the old airfield on the other side of the village. 3 men were seen driving up to it with a boy.
We shall never catch them now. We'll have to contact Whitehall, the RAF.
Of all the incompetent, bungling, idiotic, you were told to guard him carefully. This is the end.
Well, Lady Godwilloughby, there's nothing more for me to say. You will receive my resignation in the morning. Pettigrew, where have you been? What's been going on? Speak to me, you silly old fool. Say something. Answer me.
Professor, really?
Oh, Headmaster, it's the Prince. They've taken the Prince.
Who have?
Those 2 men. They said they were MI5. They asked me which boy was the Prince, and when I told them, they tied me up and they took him away.
Excuse me, sir.
Now, Deborah, I'm far too busy.
Sir, what is going on?
It's simply that the Prince has been captured. So you've escaped.
Escaped? I'm sorry, sir. I sneaked out to watch the firework display.
Well, then who did they kidnap?
I keep telling you, Headmaster, the Prince. It was all my fault. Oh, poor little Cecil Biggs.
Cecil Biggs? They've kidnapped Cecil Biggs. They kidnapped Cecil Biggs.
Have you gone mad?
Kidnapped.
By heavens, Edwards, you're in for...
Your Highness.
Who?
Lady Godwilloughby, let me present to you His Royal Highness Prince Hasid Ali of Giwak.
What's been going on here? Who's the boy in the plane?
A decoy. Our little plan worked, eh, Mr. Pettigrew?
What plan?
No, he's still a little bit woozy, you know. Try and remember it as I tell it to you. You see, I deliberately put it round that a certain boy called Cecil Biggs was the prince. I had a shrewd idea that something like this would happen, you know.
Edwards, that was pretty clever.
Pretty clever. For the spur of the moment, it was ruddy marvelous.
But, Headmaster, if Cecil Biggs wasn't the Prince, why was it that he...
Before we sign this incorporated peace treaty and New Deal, I shall read out the heads of agreement so that we have quite clear in our minds the details of this momentous instrument to which we shall have appended our signatures. Oh. Number 1, reprisals for getting off. Number 2, pocket money freeing off. Number 3, whacking, rationing off. Number 4, grub, increasing of. Number 5, manual labor, abolishing of. Number 6, favoritism, elimination of. You satisfied?
Smashing, sir.
Very well. Peace in our term. You lodge your cross there, Windower. Now, let's get back to normal.
Oh, sir! It's not fair!
There's nothing in here about disarmament. Back to your kennels, dogs! Go on! Thank you, gentlemen.
Well, you carried that off splendidly. Masterly, Headmaster.
Oh, thank you. Who was it who said the cane is mightier than the pen?
You, Headmaster.
Oh, yes, yes.
At speech day.
Oh, yes, yes.
For the last 5 years.
I feel somehow like Mr. Gladstone must have felt when he invented his famous bag, or Wellington his famous boot. It's at times like this that I want to seek inspiration from my old friend, the late, great Julius Caesar.
Oh, Headmaster, I forgot to tell you. 50 new applications for prospective pupils. We really have one through, haven't we?
What do you mean, we? What have you done?
Well, if it hadn't been for... If I hadn't...
Yeah?
Nothing.
Exactly. So don't try horning in on my rewards. Come in. Yes, boy?
Please, sir, I have come to give you a little present from my country.
Present? What is it?
An old Giwakian treasure chest, sir.
Treasure? Or you shouldn't have.
But, sir, it is made on one condition.
What's that?
That in future I am treated like an ordinary boy. I want to be just like Wendover. And all the rest.
Like Wendover? What an extraordinary ambition. Still, that's the way you want it, my boy. That's the way you shall have it. You are just an ordinary boy. Wendover Mark II.
Thank you, sir. That is nice. Now I feel free. And it is good.
Balmy. Well, I'm glad they gave me something more than this rotten old horse brass here. Thieving hands off. This is Jim's treasure. Oh, what happened? My moustache. My moustache. Semi-detached.
Where is the spot we will love till we die? Chiselberry, Chiselberry, there may we roast if we're telling a lie.